Hi guys, today I'm here with a first impressions video. I'm going to be testing out the products that I picked up during the Sephora VIB sale. I will link to my recommendations video and haul down below if you're curious, but let's get started. The first product is something that has been on my list for years. I've wanted to try this forever and I finally pulled the trigger. It's the Sephora Collection Perfection Mist Airbrush Foundation. I'm gonna shake it up. I'm wearing mine in the shade Honey. So hopefully this works. I kind of went and scoped out Sephora before the sale and then purchased my order online because I like to use Ebates. I'm not going to spray this directly on my face. I'm going to spray it on my brush. I'm so curious. This is my first time trying out an airbrush foundation as well. Ooh, okay. Pretty good color match. It feels super cool on the skin, like cold, but I like it. It says it has like a 10-hour wear, waterproof, oil-free. So here it is, buffed into my skin about twice. I'm not going to build it up anymore because I've got a powder foundation I'm going to put on over, but I think it's got a really nice, it says it has a satin matte finish. I would totally agree. It doesn't look shiny on my skin, and I think that this is an awesome color match. I'm like an NC42, NC43. I wanted to bring you in and show you guys the application. I think that it looks amazing. You can definitely still see my imperfections and stuff, but I don't mind that at all. It looks like skin. I don't think I've ever worn anything with a finish like this before. I guess that this is like airbrush foundation life. I had no idea, but I love the way it looks. So now that I've concealed and set my under eye, I'm going to be testing out this powder foundation. That being said, I could probably get away without powdering this, honestly. But I picked up the Sephora Collection Matte Perfection Powder Foundation. This is in 54 Warm Amber. And if you would like to see reviews on either of these, let me know. I would totally do oily skin diaries on these. I kind of picked it up with the intention of doing that because I've been really interested in Sephora Collection. And for this powder foundation and their liquid foundation, they have so many shades. Like, it goes from the most fair all the way up to incredibly deep. I'm super impressed with that. So I definitely want to do some more Sephora Collection reviews. This does get pretty dusty, but it's got a really nice satin finish on the skin. For my eyes today, I'm going to be using the Master Palette by Mario. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, their latest palette. I haven't even like dipped into this yet. This was a total impulse buy. As I mentioned in my haul, I wasn't even planning on purchasing this. Like, it was not on my radar. I thought it was gorgeous, but I just wasn't going to buy it. And then my order just didn't feel complete without a palette. And this just looks so gorgeous, and I'm so impressed with the Modern Renaissance palette that I wanted to test this one out. So I definitely want to make use of this shade and this shade. I'm probably going to try the green because I've never really played around with the green like that, and I've obviously got to put a little Kim in there because that gold. I can't resist starting off with Isabel, which is like a gorgeous, warm, rusty, orangey brown. I don't know that I'll ever get sick of it. Like, I friggin' love these kind of colors. Wow. Anastasia makes amazing shadows. Like, I'm no expert, but damn. It's just like, it just blends. Like, it just blends. Like, it's gorgeous. To deepen up the outer corner, I'm putting in the shade Violetta. And just running that into like my outer crease, so kind of like outer V area. Let me know what you guys picked up during the sale or what you plan to pick up. I'm always curious. I'm now going to go in with Bronx on the lid, which is that green, and I'm using the brush that comes with it. It's actually quite a nice brush. I am getting some fallout though with this green. Just going to blend it all together, and then I'm going to deal with that fallout. I normally don't have a problem with fallout, but it's just, I guess, a pretty soft shadow. Just going to deepen up the outer corner again. The only thing I noticed in this palette that's missing, because this would be like an excellent travel palette, I think, is like a creamy matte shade for like brow bone. I don't love a shimmery brow bone, so it's the only thing that I feel like is missing. I can always do with another gold if I want to get greedy, but... So instead of putting Kim in the inner corner, it's a little deeper than I thought. I'm actually going to put in some Fifth Avenue, and then I'm going to run a little bit of these two along the lower lash line. I am so glad that I impulse bought this. I was thinking like maybe I'll just return it because Sephora does allow you to return things. But no, it's so pretty. So here is the finished eye look. I love the way that the gold looks. I love the warm crease. I love the green. I don't know why it looks like my whole kind of camera and stuff looks a little bit blue toned right now, but I love the way that this look came out. This guy is a $57 contour powder. I am so excited to try this out. It's the Kevyn Aucoin Sculpting Powder. This is in the shade Deep. This is a new addition to the line. Medium was the only one, I think, for a little while, and I always felt like medium would look a little bit too cool tone, a little bit too light, and I'd never actually had the chance to see it in person to test it out for myself. More recently, they've released a light and a deep, I believe, so I'm really excited to try this. This is incredibly expensive, but I'm so curious. So let's be super bougie, and I'm gonna use my NARS Ita brush. And let's see if I can give myself some cheekbones, because for $57, my God. But for me, like, there's rarely a contour palette that actually works for me, besides my beloved Kat Von D, and even then there's 2 shades in there that don't work for me. So if I can find something that actually works for me, and this is like a pretty true contour powder, like it cannot be used as a bronzer in my opinion. It's too cool for my skin tone anyways. That looks pretty good. Cheek? No cheek. Again, this is another item that I was like, I'm probably gonna return this. But I think it looks really good. Wow. This might be like my most perfect contour shade ever. I might have found it, guys. This could be it. I am incredibly impressed. Oh, I'm sorry that I'm impressed, because now I've got to recommend it. I've put on a little bit of blush, just some MAC Copper Tone, and now time to try this guy. This is the Sun Dipped Glow Kit. As you would have seen in a recent disappointing products, the Sweets Glow Kit really just didn't do it for me, because one of the shades had glitter in it. And if I'm buying a contour, or sorry, a highlighting palette, I want to be able to wear all of the shades, and I will never wear a highlight that has glitter in it. So I decided to try out Sun Dipped. I really wanted that glow, but it has been discontinued, so I thought I would try this one and see what all the hubbub was about. And this came highly recommended from you guys too, so many thanks. I think I'm going to use the shade Summer in Moonstone. Okay, here we go. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That is a bright highlight. Like, why is it so satisfying to apply highlight? Like, I don't understand. Something like when you see that sheen in your skin, you're like, ooh, but this is almost like a little too bright for me. I'm gonna have to blend it a little. I'm gonna put just a little bit of bronzed on top, because why not? And lastly, I'm going to use another Anastasia product. I don't know, I was just on a huge Anastasia kick. I've never tried one of their liquid lipsticks before, and I need a liquid lipstick, like I need a hole in the head, but I thought it would be good to have for reference, for comparing other liquid lipsticks. It's a valid excuse, right? I did it for YouTube. This is in the shade Ashton. Feels really smooth. It's described as like a mid-tone yellow-brown or something, which sounds horrible, but... Alright guys, so here is the finished look. I gotta say, I'm incredibly impressed with everything. Like, big win all around. The Master Palette by Mario, I'm so excited about. Now that I've had the chance to put it on my eyes, I cannot wait to use that blue, use the green again, because those are kind of colors that I don't play around with often. I love like reds and oranges and pinks and browns, but blue and green isn't something I do often, but I think that this green is just like, oh, it's gorgeous, especially in combination with that warm brown. The highlight, I love the way it turned out. The contour is gorgeous. Like, I think I finally found my perfect contour shade. Unfortunately, it's $57 for a tiny one, but if it's gonna be something that I use all the time, I'm willing to pay that for it, but I also like to save a little bit along the way, so I'm glad I picked it up during the VIB sale. As for the liquid lipstick, I mean, I've only had it on for about a minute, but it feels like any other liquid lipstick, a little bit drying, but I'm totally okay with that. I do really, really like the shade. I think it's a nice kind of neutrally, I don't know, almost like a dusty peachy brown, if that makes sense, but I'm also going to get a lot of use out of this as well. I will link to my haul down below if you want to see more swatches of all the products, and I did pick up a few other things that I wasn't able to incorporate into my face today, so I will link to that down below. And if you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!